Dylan Wang has always known how to capture the spotlight, but this time, it wasn't just his talent or charm that made fans scream, it was the tiniest guest no one saw coming. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss the beautiful and emotional moments that continue to unfold in Dylan Wang and Shinyu's family life. What happened on stage that night wasn't just a surprise, it was pure magic, the kind that melts hearts and makes the entire internet stop for a moment. The evening began like any other fan event. Dylan Wang was set to perform and answer questions from his devoted followers. The hall was buzzing with excitement, filled with cheers, banners, and light sticks glowing like stars in the dark. Fans were expecting a typical stage appearance, maybe a few jokes, a smile, a wave. But what no one expected was the appearance of Dylan's 3-year-old daughter, whose innocent charm would steal not just the show, but the hearts of millions watching around the world. As Dylan walked onto the stage, fans erupted into screams, chanting his name. He smiled, thanked everyone for coming, and began speaking about how grateful he was for all the support he'd received through the years. His voice was calm and steady, but there was a certain sparkle in his eyes, a warmth that fans quickly noticed. Then, as he looked toward backstage, a small figure appeared. At first, it seemed like a stage assistant or a child of one of the crew members, but as the lights shifted and focused, gasps filled the air. There she was, Dylan's little girl, shyly holding a microphone almost bigger than her hands, wearing a tiny white dress with a pink bow. The audience went silent for a brief second, as though they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And then, the entire hall exploded in cheers. Some fans screamed in disbelief, others teared up immediately, clutching their phones to record the once-in-a-lifetime moment. Dylan laughed softly, looking down at his daughter with eyes full of love, and the crowd's energy doubled. "Everyone," Dylan said proudly, his voice slightly shaking, "this is my daughter." The audience screamed so loud the sound echoed off the walls. Cameras flashed, fans waved banners, and others started chanting her name the moment Dylan gently mentioned it. The little girl hid her face in her dad's shoulder at first, overwhelmed by the noise, but Dylan crouched down, whispering something softly in her ear. She looked up, smiled shyly, and gave a tiny wave to the crowd. That single wave nearly broke the internet later that night. Fans couldn't stop sharing the clip. Within hours, Dylan Wang's daughter joins him on stage, became one of the top trending topics on Weibo and TikTok. The hashtags related to the moment gained millions of views. Everyone was talking about how adorable she was and how soft Dylan's expression looked when he was with her. As the moment continued, Dylan asked his daughter, "Do you want to say hi to everyone?" The microphone was gently adjusted to her height. She nodded and said, in the sweetest, smallest voice, "Hi, everyone." The audience erupted in screams once again. You could hear laughter, applause, even a few people sobbing in the background. Dylan chuckled, clearly trying not to tear up himself. For years, Dylan Wang had been fiercely private about his personal life, especially when it came to his daughter with Shinyu. While fans had seen glimpses of family moments through indirect photos or brief interviews, this was the first time their little girl had appeared publicly, and what a debut it was. The most touching part was when Dylan knelt down beside her and began to sing softly. It was one of his hit songs, one he had performed countless times before. But this time, it sounded different. Softer. More heartfelt. His daughter hummed along, swaying side to side, and at one point even tried to mimic his singing. The entire crowd was silent, hanging on to every note, recording every second. It wasn't just a performance, it was a father-daughter moment that millions were lucky enough to witness. Shinyu, who wasn't present at the event, was reportedly watching from home. Moments after the performance, she shared a short message on her social media, "So proud of you both." Fans melted. The message instantly trended, with people commenting how supportive and loving their relationship had become over the years. Back on stage, Dylan lifted his daughter up in his arms as the song ended, spinning her playfully as confetti fell from above. She giggled, clutching his neck, and fans screamed her name again. "Say bye-bye to everyone," Dylan told her, and she did, waving both her tiny hands and shouting bye-bye into the mic. It was the kind of moment that didn't just make fans happy, it made them emotional. Many said they could feel Dylan's genuine joy, the tenderness in the way he held her, and the way he couldn't stop smiling. After she was gently escorted backstage by a family member, Dylan stayed behind, visibly emotional. "You know," he said, pausing as the crowd quieted down, "I never imagined that one day, my daughter would come out and see what her dad does." The audience listened closely, every word sinking deep. "She's my everything. Every time I look at her, I'm reminded that life is more than fame, more than work, it's about love, family, and the small moments that make you smile." That line alone sent fans over the edge. People began sharing clips online, writing comments like, "He's not just a celebrity, he's a father with the purest heart." Others said it was the most beautiful thing Dylan had ever done. And soon, global entertainment pages picked up the story. Some fans even joked, saying, "She's already stealing her dad's spotlight at 3." Others commented, "Now we know where Dylan gets his charm, his daughter is a natural performer." The overwhelming positivity surrounding the event showed how much love people have for Dylan and Shinyu, not just as stars, but as parents. That moment became a defining one for Dylan's image. It wasn't about his roles, fame, or brand deals anymore, it was about who he was behind the scenes, a man who found joy and purpose in being a dad. Every clip of that performance radiated warmth and authenticity, the kind of emotion that can't be faked. Weeks later, Dylan posted a photo of a small hand holding his, with the caption, "Thank you for being brave, my little star." It was short, but fans immediately knew it was dedicated to his daughter. Comments flooded in, filled with love and admiration. People wrote things like, "She made us all cry that night," and "This is the Dylan Wang we'll always support." Meanwhile, Shinyu was spotted a few days later on a casual outing, smiling when reporters asked about the viral stage moment. She replied simply, "They both looked so happy, that's all that matters." That gentle statement melted even more hearts, and fans couldn't stop talking about how supportive and loving their relationship appeared. In the world of celebrities, where privacy is often guarded fiercely, it's rare to see such a tender, real-life family moment unfold in front of fans. But this one hit differently. It reminded everyone that beneath the fame and the lights, Dylan Wang is a father who's deeply proud of his daughter, and unafraid to show it. By the time the video hit 50 million views online, fans were already calling it one of the most heartwarming moments of the year. Some said it made them believe in genuine happiness again. Others confessed they cried while watching it. And truly, watching Dylan smile through tears as he held his daughter in front of a roaring crowd, it was something special, something real. As the applause faded that night, Dylan looked out into the audience and said softly, "Thank you for loving not just me, but my family." It was a simple statement, but one that spoke volumes. The crowd erupted once again, chanting his name, not just as a star, but as someone they admired for his heart. That moment marked a new chapter in Dylan's journey, one that wasn't defined by fame, but by love. Fans around the world will always remember the night when a 3-year-old girl walked onto the stage and, with one little wave and a bright smile, made the whole world fall in love all over again. And truly, for Dylan Wang and Shinyu, that night wasn't just a viral moment, it was a memory that would last a lifetime.